24. Reaching you live from Abuja. I'm Blessing Abu.
And I'm Ruth Aguele. Thank you for joining us. First, the headlines.
President Muhammadu Buhari reiterates his administration's readiness to take Nigeria to the promised land.
A high-profile stakeholders meeting reviews strategies ahead of the March 9th governorship and state assembly elections.
National Peace Committee sues for peace in building a stronger and better Nigeria for overall growth.
And the Ministry of Science and Technology is engaging stakeholders in a quest for a template to lure more female students to go into science.
President Muhammadu Buhari has reassured Nigerians that the APC-led administration will continue to work with people of proven integrity in its quest to taking the country to the promised land.
The president said this at a dinner organized by the 2019 Women and Youths Presidential Campaign Team, chaired by the wife of the president, in appreciation of their role in the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari. State House correspondent Aliyu Kabir reports.
This is the gathering of the representatives of the Nigerian women and youth from all parts of the country who worked very hard for the victory of President Muhammadu Buhari and the All Progressives Congress in the just concluded February general elections. In an appreciation to the role they played towards his re-election, the president promised Nigerians that he will continue to build on the existing legacies in shaping the economic and political landscape of this country to a desired direction, adding that he will not disappoint them.
Please, I assure you that I will not disappoint you. Our objectives are the same. We are to build this country so that your generation, the younger ones now, and the future generations will have a country that they can be proud of.
While promising to continue to follow due process in government business for transparency and accountability, the president maintained that his administration will not deviate from its priority of building all sectors of the economy, especially power, agriculture, health, women and youth development, and security.
We thank God we have got the opportunity to serve again for additional 4 years. And Nigerians will know the difference. The three fundamental issues I campaigned on, all the APC campaigned on security, economy, and fighting corruption. We have made some progress, but I will still update you. Those from the Northeast know that we made substantial progress in our first promise of security.
The wife of the president, who was overwhelmed with the support of Nigerians for this victory, commended their doggedness toward the success of the APC government. She expressed optimism that the new APC government will be all-inclusive, especially for women, youth, and other vulnerable groups.
This special moment is not only for us, but for all Nigerians. This is clear indication that Nigerians came out en masse to confirm their choice of leader. That is, a leader that believes in building the bridge between the poor and the rich. Also, it reaffirmed their choice for honesty, integrity, as well as their belief in the change mantra of this administration. It is all believed that the next level of change will impact positively on the lives of Nigerians.
I'd like to encourage us all to fasten our seatbelts because we are assured by the special grace of God that we are going to the next level.
The chairman Central Working Committee of the Women and Youth Presidential Campaign Team and the former Lagos State Military Administrator Muhammad Marwa and other speakers applauded the unwavering support of all and sundry for this victory, urging all Nigerians to remain key stakeholders in moving the country forward. At the State House, Aliyu Kabir, NTA.
President Muhammad Buhari this Sunday granted audience to the governor of Ogun State, Ibikunle Amosu. Details of their discussion held behind closed doors were not made public. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the meeting is taking place barely 2 days after the governor's suspension by the National Working Committee of the APC for alleged anti-party activities.
I'm happy to see him as always. Well, we are all happy. We are in this happy mood because he has just won another term of 4 years, where he will continue to serve the good people of Nigeria. So that's why I'm here. What you are asking for on the suspension, my comment will be no comment, because I've learned that when you want to achieve a purpose, it must be eyes on the ball, no distraction. There will be plenty of time to talk. There will be plenty of time for talking. Now is the time to continue with what we are doing, campaigning. We will talk after the election. So let me use this opportunity to thank all Nigerians and to thank our people in Ogun State. And I want to thank in particular those from Ogun Central Senatorial District who voted me to serve them again in the Senate. I really cannot thank you enough. But I pray that come next Saturday, all of you will come out and vote.
The All Progressives Congress in Nasarawa State convened a high-profile stakeholders meeting to review strategies ahead of the governorship and the peaceful outing of presidential and National Assembly polls in the state.
Joshua Ojito reports that the party is confident of strengthening its door-to-door interaction with the electorate to win their votes.
The meeting at the instance of Governor Umaru Tanko Al-Mukura has in attendance Senator Abdullahi Adamu, other members of the National Assembly as well as governorship candidate Abdullahi Sule, among others, across the 3 senatorial zones. It is to congratulate the people of Nasarawa State for the re-election of President Buhari while identifying all loopholes in order to address them ahead of governorship and State House of Assembly election. Consequently, a review of word-to-word performance of the polls and practical plans in accordance with the laws worked out for next week's election.
My target in this election is not repeating the feat, but doing something much more, doubling or tripling what we did in the last election. And I can assure you, we have all that it takes to ensure that we sweep the polls by electing a governor of our own, and in fact, all the 24 members of the State House of Assembly.
Governor Al-Mukura advises stakeholders to work hard for another round of victory by sustaining campaign across all wards in the state. In Lafia, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
President Muhammad Buhari has granted audience to the National Peace Committee following concerns raised by the People's Democratic Party and its candidate Atiku Abubakar over the outcome of the just concluded presidential election. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
Long before the cast of the first ballot in the 2019 elections, 2 separate peace accords were signed by the various political parties and their candidates under the auspices of the National Peace Committee. The overriding objective was not only to keep the peace before, during and after the elections, but also accept the will of the nation's voting populace. However, no sooner had the results of the presidential election declared by INEC, the major opposition party, the PDP, went public, rejecting it despite being adjudged free, fair and credible by both international and domestic observers. For the governing APC, which won the elections, and many other concerned Nigerians, the PDP's action was a violation of the Peace Accord. And this perhaps informed the decision by the National Peace Committee to intervene. President Muhammadu Buhari met the committee members, led by General Abdusalami Abubakar, behind closed doors. Details of their interaction, which lasted about 45 minutes, were not made public. General Abdusalami Abubakar, however, told newsmen that members of the committee had engaged the PDP candidate Atiku Abubakar and listened to his party's reservations.
He presented his grievances and his observation. He did not give condition, he gave his complaints, which we have come to discuss with Mr. President and to see what can be done.
The committee did not say whether or not it is making any headway in its mediatory role and what it planned to do next, but the chairman, Abdusalami Abubakar, insists that there is no alternative to peace in the country.
We need peace. This country is very, very important to all of us. We are not talking about self-interest. We are talking about the interests of the country. I keep saying, wherever there is violence, let's say you will not find violence in Ikoyi, you will not find violence in Aso Rock, in the villa, you will not find violence in the various government houses across the country. It is always the poor man that gets involved, killing themselves and so on. So please, yes, as much as we have grievances, I'm glad that the PDP are saying they are going to court to challenge this process. I think this is the right way to go about it. And I hope and I pray that we'll maintain this peace.
The National Peace Committee was established before the 2015 elections. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Yes, as you might have heard, the chairman of the National Peace Committee saying, that's General Abdusalami Abubakar, and other members of the committee before the meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari engaged with the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar. Let's allow Timothy Yusuf to take off from there.
The meeting held behind closed doors was convened following Atiku's decision to challenge the outcome of the February 23, 2019 presidential election in court. General Abdusalami Abubakar, shortly after the meeting, said there was the need to interface with all the relevant players and stakeholders involved in the election towards ensuring that there is no post-election disagreements.
The Peace Committee is always interested in ensuring that there is peace in the country. Apparently now tensions are high and we need to see how we can douse the situation. We have come to listen to the grievances from the PDP, and then we'll continue shuttling to see how we can make sure that this peace is maintained.
The PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar complained of irregularities during the conduct of the presidential election. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission has concluded arrangements to conduct supplementary elections of the 9th of March in some areas where National Assembly's elections were not concluded or returns not made. The supplementary elections will be conducted along with the governorship, state houses of assembly and the FCT area council elections. A statement signed by INEC National Commissioner, Information and Voter Education, Festus Okoye, after a meeting by the INEC chairman with resident electoral commissioners, promised to meet with the acting Inspector General of Police on the conduct of some security personnel, which led to the harassment of INEC ad hoc staff and other officials. The meeting considered the presidential and National Assembly elections as generally peaceful, as it met the required standards. China's President Xi Jinping has extended heartfelt congratulations to President Muhammadu Buhari on his decisive win in Nigeria's February 23rd presidential election.
State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that his message was personally delivered to the presidency by the Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, JINPING.
Ambassador Zhu Pingyang, accompanied by senior officials of the Chinese embassy in Nigeria, were received by the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina. The envoy read in part the Chinese leader's congratulatory message to President Muhammadu Buhari.
On the occasion of your re-election as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I would like to, on behalf of the government and the people of China, and in my own name, extend to Your Excellency warmest congratulations and best wishes. I wish you continued success in fulfilling the lofty mission.
The Chinese leader said through joint efforts with President Buhari, Nigeria and China have in recent years significantly enhanced political mutual trust and secured fruitful outcomes in practical cooperation, thereby delivering tangible benefits to both countries.
I highly value China's relations with Nigeria and stand ready to join hands with you to follow through on the outcome of the Beijing summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation and take the China-Nigeria strategic partnership to a new height to the greater benefits of the two countries and two peoples.
The presidential advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, on behalf of President Buhari, expressed Nigeria's appreciation to China for being a dependable ally in development.
Starting from before the election, at the most crucial time, China stood up to stand by Nigeria. We found that very, very significant. It shows a friendly country. It shows a country that wishes us well. It shows that our relationship with China is not one-sided, it's mutually beneficial. So we are very glad. And followed up with this letter again, we just can't express our thanks.
More messages of congratulations on the renewal of President Buhari's mandate through the ballot box are being received from across Africa and the world. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
In a related development, President Paul Biya of Cameroon has also felicitated with President Muhammadu Buhari on his re-election, wishing the Nigerian leader every success as he serves a new term. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, President Biya said he is pleased to extend his sincere and warm congratulations to the President as he looks forward to working more closely with President Buhari to continue promoting the friendship and cooperation between Nigeria and Cameroon while meeting together the major challenges facing both countries, especially those related to stability and security.
Also, the 19 northern states and the FCT chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, have congratulated President Muhammadu Buhari over his re-election for another 4 years in office. In a statement signed by its chairman, Reverend Yakubu Pam, the association describes the president's victory as a testament of uprightness and transparency in piloting the affairs of the nation. The body, however, appeals to President Muhammadu Buhari to continue to be a father to all, irrespective of their religious belief.
And the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs has congratulated President Muhammadu Buhari for the successful renewal of his mandate. The council, under the leadership of the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar, further stated that the trust by millions of Nigerians is because of the integrity the president is noted for through the years. The council says, as a matter of responsibility, it will continue praying and supporting the development course of Nigeria by President Muhammadu Buhari. As part of efforts towards making Nigeria innovation-driven, the Ministry of Science and Technology is engaging the Organization for Women in Science for the Developing World to come up with a template that will encourage female students to go into science. Doindia reports that the Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Obonaya, signed the Memorandum of Understanding with a ₦1 million takeoff grant.
That unlike our male counterparts, less attention is often given to girl-child education, especially in some African nations. With the rapid development and technological advancement amongst developed countries, as well as the need for most African countries to be self-reliant, efforts are being championed towards the mental development of the girl child. One of such is the initiation of a project for the popularization and encouragement of science and technology amongst female students.
For Nigeria to realize that bright future, we need to make sure that we embrace science, technology, and innovation. This will help us create the future that all of us aspire to.
The project, which is taking off from the northeast and the southeast zones, will come up with a template for easy identification of the areas of strength of the female student for proper counseling and guidance.
We are going to utilize our knowledge and expertise because the girl child science future is the future of Nigerian technology advancement.
The project will help Nigeria ranks amongst the developed nations of the world in terms of science and technological development. In Abuja, Dia, NT News.
For many generations, science has blazed the trail in all technological advancement, from the various time phases to this digital age. Now the story is the same.
In Nigeria, the same scenario applies even in the current quest for industrialization. Are Nigerians taking this challenge head-on? Let's join Akila Akpanachi as she tells the success stories of women and girls in science.
Women and girls constitute a good percentage of the nation's population. This is despite the level of poverty and poor representation in the field of science, which has not really enhanced much in their favor. Recent researches reveal that women and girls have made tremendous progress towards increasing their participation in higher education. But they are, however, still underrepresented in the field of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. This narrative is of concern to development planners who yearn for change. Felicia Anuma, a professor of medicine and endocrinology from the University of Abuja, she is one of the women who have overcome the common challenges faced by the Nigerian girl child and is making impact in a male-dominated field.
Nobody prays for anything bad to happen. But if the girl child happens to get married and at some point in time she loses the man, the husband, and she has 4 or 5 children to look after, if she's not empowered, how will she do that? Then that's the opportunity now for people to come and take advantage of her. So it is so important, it is so critical that the girl child gets educated and empowered in this country.
Felicia's story tells a new tale of women bracing the wall of science and becoming a force to reckon with. Some others, like Felicia, believe an enabling environment for women, especially such that encourage the involvement of more women and girls in science-related fields, will help address issues raised at the International Day for Women and Girls in Science.
A woman can contribute a lot in the society, and when you use your brains, you are well respected. So just for me, I'd like to tell a lot of young girls that there's much more to being a girl. You have all the brains to use. Many girls are talented, multi-talented actually.
Pursue your dreams. Do that thing you enjoy doing most. Go for it and don't let anybody talk you down.
It has been observed that getting women issues right starts with the girl child education. Idowu Faith is a junior secondary school student with dreams that, if nurtured, will help Nigerians' growth and development.
I want to become a civil engineer. I want to become a civil engineer because I want to prove it to every boy that a girl can do what a boy can do ×3 better.
These women are a glowing testimony that the Nigerian woman and girl child have come of age, a development that many insist will help support the country industrialization drive if given the needed support. In Abuja, Alika Okpanachi, Arua, NT News.
Well, Ruth, let's start by asking, I'm sure, have you ever tried to change your bulb, your burnt-out bulb in the house by yourself?
I tried, but I failed. But you know, it gladdens my heart to see girls taking up the challenge, breaking barriers, and setting the pace for themselves.
It's good. And just like the young girl that said she wants to raise that odd and do for herself wherever it is that she finds the boys doing whatever it is. And I'm glad that women like those we've seen in the particular report now are pushing the parents and actually doing so much for the girl child. Yes, science. We can actually conquer. One day, have that dream that will send a Nigerian girl to go explore space.
Exactly what I wanted to say. All right, moving on. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Society of Engineers is calling on regulatory agencies to step up monitoring and sanctions in addressing incidents of building collapses in the country. This was at the inauguration of the BUHARI branch of the society with the theme, Reminiscences of Infrastructural Failures in Nigeria, Building Collapse in Focus. Victor Azu reports.
It's the inauguration of the Nigerian Society of Engineers BUHARI branch with the sole aim of bridging engineering gaps at the grassroots level.
I, Engineer Dr. Musa.
Swearing in the pioneer chairman of the branch, President, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Adekunle Mokwolu, tasks on professionalism and efficient results.
It is hope of the Council of the Nigerian Society of Engineers that the birth of NSC BUHARI branch will deepen research work, mentoring, service to community, and collaboration with our government, academia, and the organized private sector.
And the first task here, it seems, tackling a professional burden, building collapse.
The incident of building collapse, therefore, called for urgent attention of all stakeholders to avert the incessant reoccurrence of building collapse in Nigeria.
Speaking on the theme, Reminiscences of Infrastructural Failures in Nigeria, Building Collapse in Focus, Director General, Nigerian Building and Roads Research Institute, Professor Danladi Matawa, identifies substandard materials, inadequate supervision, and quackery as some of the major causes of building collapse in Nigeria.
We've also requested the resuscitation of active monitoring by regulatory authorities as well as town planning and municipal authorities in the country.
With the inauguration of BUHARI branch, the Nigerian Society of Engineers now has 76 branches. In Abuja, Victor Azu Entili.
This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We now disengage from the network service. The news, however, continues when we return on NTA News 24 on channel 419 on DSTV and channel 46 on GoTV and on Star Times channel 101. Stay with us.
You know that. I tell you, my 3 points is clear. Yes. Eh? They go watch match.
Okay, what do you want me to do about it?
Give us light.
That's the only thing you've been saying since you came into my office. Maybe your work be that. No, it's my work, but see.
Our government fit do their work if we self do our own work. No just sit down. Carry wetin dey worry you, go meet who suppose solve am.
Yes.
Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the U-Report link. And be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
This is the network service of the NTA.
fashionable, classy, or chic shouldn't always be dependent on how much or how little you have. Sometimes all you need to know is how to combine the things you already have to come up with something fabulous and amazing. You should also know one or two tricks about fashion. Well, that's why we're here. My name is Mercy Ohunene Ricketts, and you are watching Today's Style on the network service of the NTA. We have an interesting lineup for you today, but first we're going to be meeting a beautician, yes, a makeup artist, and someone who is also styled in the artistry of Gile time. And guess what? He's a man in the woman's world. Let's meet him. Thanks for staying tuned to the network service of the NTA while you are watching Today's Style. And I have with me Omori Edet George. He is the CEO of George Snipe, and he specializes in the art of beauty makeovers and Gile time. Thank you very much for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much.
It's
a nice having you here.
Now, this line of business is something that is really common with women. You took a liking to it, and it looks like you're doing really good, like successful in the business. Now, tell me, what exactly prompted you, to go into this line of business?
Yeah, after my NYC, after my service year, that was 2015, I came back, I served in Delta State. So I came back to Abuja looking for a job. So, although when I was serving, I was carrying dreads. When I came back, I said, okay, let me barb and now start looking for a job. I looked for a job for like 6 months. There was nothing. But I already went into beauty. I was into makeup before I went for service. But I was not making use of it. So after looking for a job, wearing suit and going up and down, I didn't see anything. So I now went back to makeup. So I did makeup for a very long time before I now went into Gile time. So when I was doing makeup, there were no people that were helping me to tie Gile that period. So after so many up and down, referring people to Gile stylists, and I now decided to go to Lagos to go and learn the craft very well.
Now, what kind of challenges do you encounter, especially as a man dealing with a lot of female clients and customers? How do you cope with all of that?
Yeah, I really don't have too many challenges because in this line of business, you need to be social, you need to be accommodating. Yeah, sometimes that some women they know how to shout, they know how to complain. If you do this, they complain. Yeah, sometimes that you even do a makeup for somebody, and when you are done totally, they start complaining of the eyeshadow or something, just to offend you. Wow. But it depends on how you take it. Like sometimes, like me, I've been into it for a long time, and when I see when women complain or shout, there's no need for you to talk. You just respond and just do what you're supposed to do and let it slide. If
customer is always right.
Customer is always right. If not, you just have